CuriosityStream has thousands of documentary films and shows on demand on any device. We're the Netflix for nerds, the Hulu for history buffs, the Disney Plus for the scientist in us. Back to school means getting 25% off annual plans at CuriosityStream. That's a little over $1 a month for thousands of brain-boosting documentaries. Hurry, sale ends Monday.
We gotta sing it!
Your life, your hopes, and whatever you were searching for at 1:15 a.m. It's really none of our business, and it shouldn't be anyone else's. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
We love the baseball celebrations. Gerard Dyson, now a member of the Toronto Blue Jays, in case you missed it. But, we all love the revving Gerard Dyson, right? We all loved when everybody had their different hand gestures when they got on base, and you followed which player was doing what.
Gerard Dyson's a Blue Jay now?
He's a Blue Jay.
Is that what she said?
Yes, he is.
What'd they do that for?
Give him a chance to latch onto a team that's 5.5 out of the wild card.
Enjoy Canada.
But you should really think these out before you do them in certain instances. And I think the Mets, Javi Baez, should probably have thought of this ahead of time. So Javi Baez was showing off the Mets' new thumbs down celebration. So get on and put the thumbs down.
Yep.
Okay. All right. What is this about? It's a reaction to the fans who've been booing the team. We're not machines. We're not gladiators, I think he said.
I think that's what he said, right? We're not gladiators.
We're not machines. We're going to struggle. It just feels bad when I strike out and get booed. We're going to do the same thing to them to know how it feels.
Wait, hold on a second. Did you say we?
We.
So are there other Mets on board with this, or is this just Javi Baez?
Francisco Lindor was in on it.
Okay.
Kevin Pillar was in on it.
Okay.
There were some multiple players.
Multiple players were involved in something like
thumbs downing
the fans.
The fans.
Okay. Well,
doesn't seem very smart. Now the team's president, Sandy Alderson, seemingly taking the fan side. Mets fans are understandably frustrated over the team's recent performance. The players and the organization are equally frustrated. But fans at City feel that every right to express their own disappointment. Booing is every fan's right.
Absolutely. If you suck, you suck.
The Mets will not tolerate any player gesture that is unprofessional in its meaning or is directed in a negative way towards our fans. I'll be meeting with our players and staff to convey this message directly.
There's going to be a closed-door meeting today, right?
I'm going to go yell at them.
So
how well do you think that's going to go over when, you might as well flip them off. You might as well double bird the fans when you're on base.
Right, exactly.
That's the extent of what Javi Baez and company were doing.
Well, that's exactly what they're doing.
Can't take the heat.
Right.
Fire back with gestures.
So when the fans cheer them, they're going to give thumbs down to the fans for cheering them. Some people are cut out to play in New York, and others are not. And Javi Baez is clearly not cut out to play in New York. And New York has always been one of those markets, man. If you do well and you do what you're supposed to do, and you perform, you will get loved up, you will get cheered. The minute you don't do what you're supposed to do, you will get booed. And if you can't handle that, then New York is not the spot for you. And it's probably time for Javi Baez to find a new location to call home. Maybe Cincinnati will treat him just fine. Maybe that's a nice place, or Tampa or Oakland or Arizona or someplace like that where he can go and, just like Miami, just play baseball and nobody's going to care. He should be fortunate enough to know that he has some of the more passionate fans that are rooting for his team. You've got to be able to embrace the boos when you suck. If you don't want to hear the boos, don't suck. It's pretty easy. Play good, get cheered. Play poorly, make a lot of money, The Mets have been collapsing, Josh, of late. I don't know if you've noticed that, right? The Mets have been on this utter collapse. The owner is calling out players for not being able to hit. Shouldn't we do more with this money that we're spending? The fans boo to express their displeasure, and Javi Baez takes offense to that. Any athlete that gets mad when fans boo them, that's on you. Don't suck, and you won't get booed. It's pretty simple.
So now, of course, baseball people are also probably doing the overreaction to this whole thing, which is this is going to affect them all on their next team.
Yeah,
really? Because I don't really think it's going to.
Right.
I think if you want Javi Baez, you want Javi Baez, and he may just, in fact, go back to the Cubs.
This is the booze that we get. We're not machines. We're gonna struggle. We're gonna struggle 7 times out of 10, and it just feels bad when we strike out. When I strike out and I get booed, it doesn't really get to me. But I want to let them know that when we success, we're gonna do the same thing to know how to let them know how it feels. Because if we win together, then we gotta lose together. And the fans are really big part of it. So, in my case, they gotta be better. I play for the fans and I love the fans, but if they're gonna do that, they just putting more pressure on the team, and that's not what we want.
So, is that a thumbs down to fans then?
Yeah. I mean, to let them know that when we don't get success, we're gonna get booed. So they're gonna get booed when we success.
Yeah, I probably should have thought that one out.
What happens to owning your suckage? I mean, why can't you own it? I stunk today. I deserve to get booed.
I get booed. It doesn't really bother me. I think it does, actually.
Yeah.
I think you just showed it does bother you.
You showed it does. Yeah. I want to know, though, Josh, when, I guess that's peak 2020, right, where we are right now, where nobody's expecting to accept accountability. It's somebody else's fault. Oh, I should, get out 7 out of 10 times. You're right. You do. Anybody who is successful 3 out of every 10 times at the plate in the major leagues is considered a Hall of Famer.
There's no accountability anymore.
But for years, athletes would embrace when they stunk. They wouldn't try to turn the tables and blame the fans. I don't think I've ever seen somebody do something like this where they're trying to blame the fans for what's going on out there. Blame yourself. Look in the mirror. Wonder why your ball club has collapsed. Then, when you find out why your ball club has collapsed and you realize it's because of you inside that locker room, maybe you can take ownership in why your team sucks right now instead of going out there and blasting the fans. That never goes over. No matter what market you're in, no matter what team you play for, fans are going to cheer you, and if you don't perform, fans are paying a lot of money to watch your sorry ass play. They'll go get cider.
So this was the tweet I was referring to, though, Buster Olney. It's impossible to think of another prospective free agent making a bigger public relations mistake than Javi Baez did today.
Admit you suck.
Burned one bridge and likely severely damaged his chances with other teams. Francisco Lindor needs to prepare an explanation for his participation, too.
Yeah, sure he does.
I don't believe any of that. I don't believe any
well,
of that. I don't think he has damaged his ability to be signed by another team.
I don't think the Mets would bring him back now.
No, probably not. Probably not, but I don't.
And if you get one of the highest paying teams out of the bidding process.
I don't believe that this is going to negatively impact Javi Baez market.
I mean, we're still talking.
I think it's a dumb situation you got yourself into. You shouldn't spit at your fans like that. It's a bad move on your part.
Yeah.
No one's going to hesitate to sign him because of that.
Right. So. No, absolutely not. They're going to still go out there and sign him because they think they can win him with him. We talked about Deshaun Watson earlier, and the Miami Dolphins still considering trading 3 first-round picks for a guy who may not play. Right? So people are desperate, and if Javi Baez does hit the free agent market, you probably won't have the Mets bidding for his services. Hell, you may not even have the Yankees bidding for his services. But there's going to be other teams out there that are bidding for his services, and other fan bases aren't going to know what went on in New York.
Jeez. Cut day today around the NFL. News starting to trickle out a little bit, but every NFL team needs to get down to 53 players by 3 o'clock tomorrow. They may wait till the last moment because why should you release anybody early, right? Give any teams a heads up on stuff.
Right.
Somebody may want to trade you for somebody.
Correct.
At some point in time. So play right until 3 o'clock. That'd be my vote. Brett Veach dropped by the broadcast booth on Friday night on 106.5 The Wolf. Mitch and Dana joined them in the booth and discussed a little bit this rookie class. We're going to see a lot of them. We're going to see a lot of them play this year, right? 2 along the offensive line. Nick Bolton's going to get plenty of time. I think Noah Gray's probably going to get plenty of time. This rookie class is ready to contribute.
They're a great group of kids, and the one thing that stands out is obviously having a few of these rookie classes come through. These kids are just mature beyond their years, and they love the game, love the process. And I joke with the guys all the time. I feel like every year a rookie class comes in, you're spending so much extra time with these kids on the phone and making sure that they're okay with everything on the field, off the field, playbook, and what have you. But these kids, I feel like I haven't had to call them at all. They get it. They know what it's about, and we're just extremely blessed and fortunate to have a good crew like we have this year.
Drama-free.
Yeah.
Let's recruit some mature individuals, bring them into our system, establish the culture quickly, and go.
Right.
Eliminate distractions, which is a big Andy Reid mantra.
Sure.
Which is exactly the camp I've always been in.
Right.
I don't want knuckleheads because I don't want to deal with that.
Right.
You got enough to deal with as a NFL coach, and it seems like it's kind of almost filtered down the class. He's like, I don't even have to call these guys.
How cool was that to hear that though? Because
a lot of times I'm messing with I'm trying to figure this thing out. These guys don't even have any questions. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know about you and how you feel about it, but I just feel like I'm counting on these rookies in a big way, and I don't even really consider that I'm counting on rookies in a big way. I'm looking at that offensive line with 3 rookies. I'm looking at Bolton, playing linebacker,
like
getting
you
a lot of
more
work there.
Concerned than you are.
Yeah, I'm looking at Noah Gray giving Travis Kelce the opportunity to get off the field for a few plays here and there and start to emerge maybe as the heir apparent if that happens to be the case at the tight end position. I'm looking at all these rookies, Josh, and maybe it's just blind ignorance by me. Maybe it's the belief in what this organization's done, so I just give them the benefit of the doubt because of all this. But I have no concerns. I kind of feel like Brett Veach does on this as well. I don't have any concerns whatsoever that there are going to be a lot of rookies that are getting a lot of playing time for the Chiefs. I mean, we know this league is becoming younger and younger and younger by the day. If you're going to pay your quarterback $500 million, you have to find a way to get, production from guys that aren't making a lot of money. And that's why I feel like for me, I'm looking at this rookie class and I'm like, I feel like they're veterans and I don't have many question marks surrounding them.
This was Lucas Niang, pseudo-rookie. He's a rookie, I guess.
Yeah.
He's a
first-year player, they call him, but not a rookie.
Correct.
Which is interesting.
It doesn't matter to us that we're rookies. It's just football. So we're always together, learning together, working together, and making sure we communicate.
No big deal. Let's go. So what? We're young.
So what?
Yeah, you should have, on the surface, you should have more concerns about it. And again, I'm in the camp of, I'm not going to have concerns until it warrants any kind of concerns. It looks like these guys can play. Andy Reid believes they can play along that offensive line.
Right.
Until that offensive line shows you they can't, let's go.
Right.
I'm not concerned at all.
That's right. That's right, EB. That's right. So the first-year guys, great. Second-year guys, note something he says about L'Jarius Sneed here as part of the second-year class.
Another good group there, and you start right off the bat with LJ Sneed. I think he's a special one, and I think he's shown that last year early on, being able to come in there and play nickel, and this year, obviously bouncing inside and outside. But he has the skill set to be really one of the true defenders in the National Football League. But that class in general, I think between Clyde and Mike Dana and Turk Wharton, and we get to see Lucas Niang obviously getting his opportunity and running with it, and then putting 3 good games together. So we're excited about that. It's a lot of good young talent that we have to surround 15.
Lucas Niang.
And it's always come back to a lot of good talent to surround 15, which
that's right.
Circles back to that all the time, too, which is awesome.
Right.
But he said Sneed has a skill set to be one of the true defenders in the NFL.
Yeah. They love the guy. Are we supposed to be calling him LJ?
That is a valid
LJ
question.
Sneed sounds like an author or something. I
don't know.
Something like that. Yeah.
Hello, L'Jarius Sneed.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like an author or an attorney. LJ Sneed, attorney at law. This pitching change brought to you by LJ Sneed, attorney at law.
I feel the need for Sneed.
Parking tickets?
Yeah.
Call LJ Sneed.
Call LJ Sneed.
Hello, L'Jarius Sneed.
Skill set to be one of the true defenders in the NFL. That's pretty high praise.
Yeah.
He's in year 2.
Mm-hmm.
What are the
It's
other
unbelievable.
people playing defense doing?
Yeah.
Just not defending at all.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Who do you think he meant to
Rest
say
of
he's a
these
true
warm
great
bodies out
defender in the NFL? Is that what he meant to say there? A true great defender?
I took it as he's got the skill set to be
right,
to elevate to an elite level.
Yeah.
That was a good sound effect, by the way.
What?
I could tell that was elevated.
He was elevating.
He was elevating it. Yeah, I
It's a
just
clear upward sound.
Yes.
I guess
It
I
was,
just
yes,
have that blind
up
faith,
arrow.
Josh, but I'm buying into these young guys. Every single one of them. I expect maybe not that Cornell Powell guy. I don't know if he's going to make the roster, but everybody else that they've drafted
Practice
this
squad.
year.
Feels like a practice
and
squad to
everybody
me.
that they've drafted last year and had in here last year, I'm expecting this team not to miss a beat and just continue to move forward and to continue to do great things.
And by all like measures too, I should feel like a jilted lover when it comes to my sports teams. The Royals have really done me wrong sometimes, feeling like they promise something like, "Hey, we're really going to be good this year," and then it's like a month, and then they poop the bed. I think the Chiefs have been the exact opposite of that, right? Like ever since the Andy Reid regime began, ever since Clark Hunt said, "You know what, I had to get my arms around this. It was spiraling downward, and I can't let this happen." Ever since then, I've almost believed everything Andy Reid has said implicitly, right?
Yeah.
Like I was in the camp of
Why wouldn't you at this point,
well,
right?
I mean, I was in the camp of like start Mahomes from the jump, right? I believe that you could learn more in the game than you could sitting on the bench. Now, I understand that we're going to have the lore of Alex Smith, and it's pretty hard to argue your way out of that one. I still would hold that, Pat Mahomes is an exceptional talent that likely was going to be inevitable anyway, but we're not here for that debate. I think we just all said, you know what, Andy's right. If we got to sit our franchise quarterback, one that we haven't drafted in 30 years, like if we have to sit that guy on the bench for a year, we're going to go ahead and do it because Andy says that's what it is, and that's what it is. I mean, we've said in Veach we trust. I see that all over Twitter all the time, right? I mean, like any move that anybody makes with this organization,
people are writing songs about them.
we're just like, whatever. You got 3 rookies on your offensive line. That's going to be the greatest offensive line since the one that Priest Holmes ran behind in 03. Like, that's the mentality we have, right? Like, we've gotten to the point where we are just conditioned to be like, okay, Andy, let's go.
Right. And you know what's weird? We were giving Andy and company, for the most part, once Mahomes got here, really, the benefit of the doubt on anything, even before they won that Super Bowl, right? You win that championship, you get that benefit of the doubt. Andy had so much goodwill built up from everything that he did in Philadelphia and then carried it in here to Kansas City. I mean, the guy does not lose more than 6 or 7 games in a season. Every year he rolls out of bed and he's going to win you 10 or 11 ball games. Book it, done. And now that he's got this quarterback, I mean, you are talking and people are discussing whether or not they can run the table and go undefeated and get back to a 3rd consecutive Super Bowl. I mean, like the whole narrative of Andy Reid has changed. And I think right now, if Andy Reid said that the 3 of us were playing on the offensive line, everybody like, okay, well, Andy said so. I mean, that's the kind of equity, though, Josh, that he's built up. Like, he's starting 3 rookies. Nobody in their right mind as a Chiefs fan should be going, I feel good about that. They're going to protect our billion-dollar quarterback. But yet here we are going, 3 rookies, so what? It'll be just fine with Andy Reid leading the way. Like, that's where he's elevated himself to because of the success that he has. That's what winning and that's what success gets you. Gets you the benefit of the doubt all the time.
Which is... And we had that with the offensive line all year long until the final game. Like, that was the biggest surprise, right, of the Super Bowl was like, we know this wasn't the number 1 group, but, you guys always figure it out. You always figured it out. That's like the one time it didn't happen. Mm-hmm. And what did they do? Well, they went out
and rid of everybody.
Like, hey, man, we tried. You saw it. We tried. Now we got to go out and do this whole thing again. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there should be more concern for 3 rookies starting on the offensive line than there is. But again, until they prove they can't do it, why am I going to
tell us they can't?
Why am I going to sweat it?
Right, unless we see it.
If they go out there and they stink.
Right, then they stink.
And then you can make the change then, right?
Correct.
But until that point in time, I'm going to assume they're going to play great and prove me otherwise.
Because why would Andy Reid start 5 guys who aren't capable of getting the job done, right? Like, why would he do? Now, some people do believe that, like, coaches are out there sabotaging your favorite team.
Well, this isn't Todd Haley we're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that was profound.
Thank you.
Because he did sabotage.
He did. There's no question. Cool. The man grew a beard.
Somehow, some way, there are still. I suppose we're going to have this because it's 2 weeks for the season. We're going to have some quote unquote downtime right before the season starts. But Deshaun Watson trade rumors are heating up again.
Of course, why wouldn't they be, Josh?
Charles Robinson reported.
I can think of like 44 reasons.
Yes, I would imagine, but this is the way the NFL is. It doesn't matter what you do; people are always going to be enamored by your talent.
Charles Robinson of Yahoo reported over the weekend Dolphins had emerged as a front runner to land Watson. Houston was asking the Dolphins for 3 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows when Deshaun Watson will take the field again.
You're insane. Drew Rosenhaus, who is not the agent of Deshaun Watson, but NFL agent Drew Rosenhaus believed he had the scoop on it as well.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Deshaun Watson with the Miami Dolphins for the first game of the regular season. The Dolphins are absolutely working on this deal with the Texans. There's obviously holdups with compensation. They want 3 first-round picks plus. That's not going to happen while he has an uncertain legal future. The Dolphins have to make sure that they have contingencies in the event that these legal issues become a serious problem. But I do think there's a legitimate possibility that the Dolphins will acquire one of the best players in the NFL in Deshaun Watson. And if he can clear those legal hurdles, man, the Dolphins have a franchise quarterback for the first time since Dan Marino.
I don't know why the if isn't bigger in bigger letters around the NFL.
I'm going to tell him to play the Dolphins, you dumbass.
To me, scratching my head. Aaron Wilson, who covers the Texans, longtime NFL writer. Untrue. One source said when asked if the trade is imminent for Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson. So out of the Houston area, he's saying, Some national people and another agent are saying that the Dolphins are the front runner. 3 firsts and 2 seconds. Are people insane?
Yes. I mean, that shows you the desperation. We talked about it earlier, the reek of desperation that's coming out of Miami right now. But it's also a great reminder for all of us how fast good can come to an end. I mean, if you don't realize how fast it can end, look at what's going on down in Houston. About a year ago, right? We're getting ready for that opener. It's the Texans. It's the Chiefs. It's a rematch of the playoffs. We think it's going to be a team that's going to be around all season long, one of the biggest challengers to the Chiefs. Fast forward a year, and now they're a bigger rival to the Jacksonville Jaguars for the worst team in the NFL than they are to the Kansas City Chiefs as one of the best teams in the NFL. A year ago at this time, Josh, people were considering them one of the best teams in the National Football League. You can't take that success for granted. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. The Houston Texans are living examples of that. Just when you start to get a little content with what's going on with Patrick Mahomes and feeling good and braggadocious, look down in Houston and go, it could end really fast. Sports has a way of doing that, Josh, where all of a sudden it's going great, and then the next minute it's not going great anymore, and you go, man, why did that end so fast? I totally regret not enjoying that more. Live up every single day. Love every day that we have Patrick Mahomes.
Yes, and I guess talent still has a price tag, even if it's unavailable talent.
That's right.
It's weird.
Unbelievable.
Weird. I guess we missed out on a baseball rule change. Don't think it happened over the weekend, but it might have.
I don't know.
September's almost here, and we're perplexed. Next.
It's not one of the things that keeps me up at night.
Fesco in the Morning, brought to you by Santa Fe Auto Sound, Kansas City's home for car audio since 1967.
CuriosityStream has thousands of documentary films and shows on demand on any device. We're the Netflix for nerds, the Hulu for history buffs, the Disney Plus for the scientist in us. Back to school means getting 25% off annual plans at CuriosityStream. That's a little over $1 a month for thousands of brain-boosting documentaries. Hurry, sale ends Monday.
We gotta sing it!
Your life, your hopes, and whatever you were searching for at 1:15 a.m. It's really none of our business, and it shouldn't be anyone else's. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
At the Jeep Labor Day sales event, summer's ending means true adventure's just beginning. In the all-new 3-row Grand Cherokee L, with available seating for 7, luxurious comfort, and enough room for the whole family to find their wild side. Or in the American Legend Jeep Wrangler, the true embodiment of open-air freedom. Navigate the road less traveled with the available technology of Jeep Compass, or let Jeep Cherokee's advanced safety features help protect you wherever you go. Because even though summer's coming to a close, one SUV brand knows the road to adventure is always open. So let the Jeep Labor Day sales event lead you to great times with a great deal. Right now, well-qualified returning Grand Cherokee lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2021 Grand Cherokee Laredo E4x4 for $199 a month for 24 months with $3,839 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution at least through Chrysler Capital. Current lease must end by 10/3/2022. Extra charge for miles over 20,000. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 9/30/2021. Jeep is a registered trademark.
So I guess we missed this baseball rule, Bob. I don't know where
were we?
So September's coming, and normally that means the rosters are expanded. You get, players coming up. We discussed last week some rationale to not bring Bobby Witt up,
right?
And they're competing as well for a title at the minor league level. And there's some reasons why it makes sense not to do it, but I thought, okay, well, all right, fine, but there'll be some others, right? Rosters are only expanding to 28 players.
News to me.
In September.
Was this in the news?
It was.
Did you know, Ryan, that this was happening? Be honest.
You want me to lie to you?
They're only going to 28.
Did you know this was happening?
I had no idea.
Okay. Josh, you didn't know.
I did not know.
I had no idea either. I'm like,
so they don't get to add 15 random dudes you're not going to hear from again?
No, not at all, which is fine for baseball. I think it's I don't necessarily have a huge issue with it. You'd like to see those young guys in a market like this.
I was going to get to see number 68.
Get those experiences. No, you're not going to get to see number 68. So
and Vern's in favor of this, and he pointed out that September baseball should be a little bit more real. Like, why open up the rosters? Teams that are contending are teams that aren't contending are playing future players, and teams that are contending have some built-in advantages to having more players and being able to use your bench and those types of things. And it's a different brand of baseball, which I can understand as well. So the Royals are essentially going to bring up one pitcher. Dayton Moore said yesterday, one pitcher, one position player.
Well, that's all they can do. That gives you 28. You're at 26.
I mean, barring any other roster moves that happen.
Right.
But basically, they had two spots to open up. One position player. Well, it's probably got to be Mondi.
Well, yeah, I would imagine. Right. Vern said he's probably going to come up tomorrow.
It's Mondi, and then it's a pitcher. Whatever you need.
Junis.
In a bullpen.
Coar.
Kind of move. It's like, wow, that kind of limits limits September. That's kind of weird. So anyway, apparently we missed it. Sorry. I didn't know that rule was in place. Very, very strange.
Did they send out a mailer on this?
The minor league season goes longer, which we knew because they started a little bit later. That impacted as well.
I don't know what's impacting permanently or what's impacting just for now.
Exactly.
Or they send out a mailer?
Yeah.
Would that have been the most efficient way to tell you? Put it in the value mail?
Well, I mean, if you use UPS, it would have been effective.
And hey,
Federal Express.
Major League Baseball has 28 on the roster.
My Val pack.
Did they send out a mailer? That's all I'm asking. If they sent a letter to everybody, maybe we would have known. Hey, baseball only expanding 2 roster spots this year. Oh, now I know.
So.
Again, how does baseball drop the ball on stuff like this?
A little bit later in they told their baseball teams. That's all that really needs to know this rule. It's more of a inside baseball nuance.
But here you have fans thinking all these young kids are coming up.
No, there's really no room for them anyway.
No,
okay, cool.
Not
and
here.
Then you're playing minor league seasons a little bit longer. Those can impact. The Royals want to have their guys winning at AAA. Makes some sense as well. This year in particular. So
you can't rip those guys from AAA.
We'll see if it's something that continues. Sounds like baseball's in favor of it, so maybe something that does continue.
Maybe, I don't know.
Kind of weird. Dayton Moore yesterday on the Dayton Moore Show here on 610 Sports Radio ahead of the Royals matchup with the Mariners discussed the young players now playing with a bunch of confidence.
There's a lot of good things going. There's a lot of things going on at the major league level. There's a lot of really good things going on in the minor leagues as well. And, we're really excited. We're pleased. I watch our players perform. They're more confident. They're more aggressive. They're more fearless. You're watching that. I think that plays out on the bases as much as anywhere. When you see guys going first to third and stealing bases and then trusting a delay steal, trusting the different keys that Rusty gives them. I mean, so you're seeing a lot of really positive things right now with our baseball team and our organization. And we felt this really for the last 3 years. There's players coming. We just have to endure it. And we've been through this before, which doesn't mean that, just because you're successful in the past doesn't mean you're going to be successful in the future. I remind our guys of that all the time. You got to go out and work at it every single day. And we've believed in our processes. I believe we've made better decisions over the last 4 or 5 years than we made in the first 4 or 5 years, truthfully. And so very optimistic for the future.
Yeah, and I think good, man. Let's go. Let's be optimistic about the future, because I know we're optimistic about the future, especially from what we're seeing right now, just from the pitching alone. And we talked about it earlier this morning, Josh. I mean, when you look at what the pitching staff has done, even Brady Singer yesterday, who's been kind of iffy, all season long, he was really good again yesterday. You have to go back, I think, to the Cardinals series, that one that caused Mike Matheny to be embarrassed a couple of weeks ago.
Was that Chris Bubic's last start?
Yeah, that was like 2 starts prior to that. But
Bubic gave up like 5 runs in 4 innings in his last start.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Off the no-hitter one?
Mm-hmm.
Off the no-hitter one? Did he? Was that a day game after a night game or something? I don't know. I missed that one. But, I mean, even that is not a horrible start. I mean, so over the last 2 weeks, you have 1 bad start. I mean, I don't think that's bad at all. I think these guys are starting to figure it out from a pitching standpoint. At this level, you got Salvi mashing home runs right now. He's clearly going to be part of your future, and the rest of the crew will be here next year when the season starts against the Guardians.
Is that the Guardians Classic?
It is, yeah.
Royals are playing the Guardians
Classic? They are playing the Guardians Classic, yeah.
Okay. They have the regular Cleveland, though, coming up on Tuesday.
Right.
And then the Guardians next year.
Right.
Because it doesn't, even though September, the Guardians don't apply.
Right.
Till next year.
Till next year.
Okay.
March, yeah.
Okay, March.
Yeah.
I mean, really, the young players are the reason I'm paying attention right now. Like, give me those young pitchers, and if they're in a game early, I'm hanging around, and if they're not, I'm kind of dialing out.
Right.
Despite the fact that they played the comeback chip a few times.
But to me, that's too little too late at this point in time.
It's about the young starting pitching right now.
It's about it. It's watching these young guys pitch. When they leave the game and they bring in people we never heard of before, it's on to Matlock.
Is that that's your go-to now?
Whatever it is,
Patrick Mahomes has hardware before the season even starts, and then it is actual hardware. It's not like fake hardware.
Mm-hmm.
He got a trophy. Did you see that trophy he got as the NFL Network's #1 player of the top 100 heading into the season? It's a nice little trophy.
Yeah,
I didn't realize there was a trophy that went along with it. So Patrick Mahomes is #1.
Uh-huh.
#1. I don't have to.
So is he going to rest on his laurels?
He got laurels for that too?
He did.
Wow.
He's going to sleep on those tonight.
A trophy and some laurels.
Yeah.
So he beat out Aaron Donald. I wasn't going to have to talk Bob out of, why Mahomes was #2 and Aaron Donald was #1. I didn't have to have that discussion because he's #1 this year. Travis Kelce at #5. But maybe he needs the slight. I mean, why are we telling him he's so good?
Well, I'm more impressed with Travis Kelce being at #5 than I am Patrick Mahomes being at #1, because not only did the players finally get it with Patrick Mahomes being right at #1, I think the conversation is over now of who the best tight end is in the NFL, right?
Yep.
I think for
Suddenly
years...
he could block out of nowhere.
Right. Somebody compared him to like one of the best right tackles in the game now.
He's the most complete tight end out there suddenly, which I don't know, he was before. But he's also, chasing the top receiver numbers in the NFL too. So, yeah,
#5,
the highest tight end ever.
Right. Nobody's still arguing for Kittle,
Kelce.
are they? Like, we're not still out here making the case for George Kittle, right?
He's injured.
Yeah.
He's
not
healthy
playing
all the time.
But the highest tight end ever goes to Kellen Winslow Jr., by the way.
Oh,
that's some good ones.
That's
today.
2 you've had today.
I really do. That's 2
you've had.
two.
What he did in that Boston Market parking lot was unacceptable.
Anytime we're looking for a weed reference, you're right there for it. Ryan.
Are you writing these down at home and like bringing them in on a list in case we get to this today? I've got this one ready to go. Or
Ryan's got his mental note of
high tight ends
of high players. I guess I don't know.
I'll tell you the highest tight end is. But Travis, like finally, like getting like it's. I feel like everybody just finally just put their hands up and went, all right, fine. I mean, every time we try to find something wrong with Travis Kelce, he goes out there and dominates, kind of like what Mahomes did, right? Using the negative as fuel to the fire.
So you can't use the NFL Top 100 as fuel anymore.
No, that's done.
Really, Chris Jones and Tyrann Mathieu are the only ones that can. Probably
maybe Tyreek too.
Maybe Tyreek Hill a little bit because
Yeah.
Kelce and Mahomes can't.
No, can't use that anymore.
Nope.
They're both getting their due. They're
Yes.
both exactly where they need
The players
to
in the
be.
league think you guys are awesome,
Right. And I was thinking about Kelce the other day too. Like, what can he do for an encore? Like, what are the boxes that still hasn't been checked by Travis Kelce? And the only one for me that I think he can still do, because I still think like the MVP, that's always going to go to a quarterback, right? You know, it's kind of become a quarterback award, maybe a Super Bowl MVP. But the only box that's truly left as an individual, in my opinion, for him to check is just to lead this league in receiving. That would be pretty cool, right? I mean, if he actually, not tight ends, but where he was last year. Remember how close he was last year, leading the entire league in receiving, more receiving yards than any other wide receiver out there? If Travis Kelce can do that this year and lead this league in receiving, then he truly has accomplished everything. And if he does lead the league in receiving this year, he will go down as the best tight end in the history of this game. He's trending that way anyway.
Doting on Kelce.
Mm-hmm.
That was an addition of doting on Kelce.
Yeah.
We all should strive to be living our best life, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Our freest life.
Mm-hmm. Especially after the last 2 years.
And sometimes when people achieve it, we like to point it out. Like, I think Aaron Rodgers has kind of lived part of his best life. Tom Brady certainly.
He's reached the mountaintop.
Tom Brady certainly is right now. He just says whatever the heck's on his mind.
Yeah, he doesn't care,
It's
right?
free and
Well, he's
easy.
out of New England. He's allowed to do that.
He also might be a vampire.
Brady?
Have you seen him?
Yeah.
He's living off of people's blood. Let's just put that out. I'm just putting that out there.
Carolina Panthers owner David Tepper would probably fall into that category as well. He dropped by the Panthers preseason telecast.
This guy has zero filter.
Man, got a little loose during his in-game interview.
There's a lot of other, I was going to say shit, but I can't say that on TV. But can I say that? No, I'm not allowed to say that.
You already said it.
Okay, manure on TV.
They're going to fine you.
I got a fine?
Probably.
I can afford it.
Like how Steve Smith's like, you already said it.
Yeah.
He said it. It's like, they're going to find me, I can afford it.
I can afford it. I'm good. I'll pay the fine. Like, how awesome is that guy? Like, everybody should strive.
Everyone should strive to curse on national TV like David
Well, it was
Tepper.
local television, but everybody should strive to be that guy where you are at a point in your life where you give zero bleeps. I mean, wouldn't
Well, he
you
had
love?
one- he had one
He had
bleep.
one.
Yeah,
He did have one there. But isn't that what you dream about? To be at that point in your life where, like, you're down there on the sidelines, Josh. Money isn't an object. They fire you. They fire you. What do you care? You're the owner of the team. What are they going to do to me? You have that freedom to just to say whatever you want, right? And David Tepper is in that category. He's living the American dream right now.
Congratulations, David Tepper.
That's right. Good for you, man. Keep living it and keep doing you.
Fire, fire, fire.
Pay that fine. Pay that fine. One thing brings a smile to Chiefs rookie Trey Smith's face. We'll tell you what next.
Fesco in the Morning, brought to you by Santa Fe Auto Sound, Kansas City's home for car audio since 1967.
CuriosityStream has thousands of documentary films and shows on demand on any device. We're the Netflix for nerds, the Hulu for history buffs, the Disney Plus for the scientist in us. Back to school means getting 25% off annual plans at CuriosityStream. That's a little over $1 a month for thousands of brain-boosting documentaries. Hurry, sale ends Monday.
We gotta sing it!
Your life, your hopes, and whatever you were searching for at 1:15 a.m. It's really none of our business, and it shouldn't be anyone else's. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Score a touchdown with Foxwoods and the New England Patriots. Monday, September 6th, Foxwoods is giving away one pair of Putnam Club seats to each New England Patriots home game. Swipe your Foxwoods rewards card daily for your entry to win. Not a Foxwoods rewards member? Sign up today. It's free. Be at Foxwoods on September 6th for your chance to win one of 9 pairs of tickets in the Foxwoods Patriots ticket giveaway. Visit foxwoods.com for more details. Foxwoods Resort Casino, the wonder of it all.